Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Surya Nugraha alamadani, and in this video I will explain about bivariate analysis, exploring relationship between two variables. In general, based on the type of variables, there are three types. First, univariate analysis, one variable. Two, bivariate analysis, two variable. And three, multivariate analysis, more than two variables. Knowing the complete bivariate analysis will make it easier for you to determine the type of analysis that is accurate. What is univariate analysis? Univariate analysis is the simplest form of analyzing data. Uni means one. So, in other words, your data has only one variable. It doesn't deal with causes or relationship, unlike regression, and its major purpose is to describe. It takes data, summarizes that data, and finds patterns in the data. A variable in univariate analysis is just a condition or subset that your data falls into. You can think of it as a category. For example, the analysis might look at a variable of age, or it might look at height or weight. What is bivariate analysis? Bivariate analysis is an analysis conducted to determine the relationship between two variables. In this analysis, two measurements were made for each observation. In bivariate analysis, the samples used could be pairs or each independent with separate treatments. In general, in a bivariate analysis, the variables used can be related or independent. Interrelated means that the same sample is given two different measurements. Meanwhile, independent means that the measurement is carried out in the two different sample groups. And what is multivariate analysis? Multivariate analysis is used to study more complex sets of data than what univariate analysis methods can handle. This type of analysis is almost always performed with software, SPSS or SAS, as working with even the smallest of data sets can be overwhelming by hand. Multivariate analysis can reduce the likelihood of type errors. Sometimes univariate analysis is preferred as multivariate techniques can result in difficulty interpreting the result of the test. For example, group differences on a linear combination of dependent variables in MANOVA can be unclear. In addition, multivariate analysis is usually unsuitable for small sets of data. What does it mean to say that two variables are related? We say that There is a relationship between two variables when the distributions of values for one variable is associated with the distribution exhibited by another variable. In other words, the variations exhibited by one variable is patterned in such a way that its variance is not randomly distributed in relation to the other variable. Cross-tabulation. Cross-tabulation is one of the simplest and most frequently used ways of demonstrating the presence or absence of a relationship. To illustrate its use, consider the hypothetical data on 30 individuals that are presented in Table 8.1. You can look at the table for 10 individuals on job satisfactions and absence times. We have data on two variables, whether each person exhibits job satisfactions and whether they have been absent from work in the past 6 months. For each of presentations, each variable can assume either of two values, yes or no. In order to examine the relationship between the two variables, individuals will be allocated to one of the four possible combinations that the two variables in conjunctions can assume. Table 8.2 presents these four possible combinations along with the frequency of their occurrence. You can see the table 8.1 and 8.2. Next, cross-tabulation with Minitab. Cross-tabulations can easily be created with Minitab. Let us turn now to the job survey data. Let us say that we want to examine the relationship between skills and gender, and that we want the following information in the table: counts for each cell, the row percentages, the column percentage, and a chi-square test. The last piece of information will be dealt with in detail below. The following sequence will be used when employing the prompt system in the Minitab for Windows, Session Windows, or in the mainframe or PC versions of Minitab. I think that's all that I can explain about cross-tabulation with Minitab, and wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.